Alright, this is an instructional video on how to replace the tachometer board in your DeLorean. This particular one is from Greg at Cajun Tech Shop. So I will do this video the full-on thing here. I'm going to pull the binnacle and instrument cluster, and I'll show you how to do that step by step.
Okay, starting on the driver's side, at least the furthest driver's side you can get to, there are three nuts that we're going to take off. This one right here, that one right here with the large washer, and this one up here with the large washer as well. And to get to that one, all you need to do is take out the turn signal blinker relay, and you can see those three. So right there, and right here. And same thing on the other side. These two right here, as well as this guy right here. These are 9/32 nuts that I'll be pulling off. Your washers might be a little bit smaller. I've taken this binnacle off a few times, and I think I might have replaced these washers with larger ones, but same locations as stock. Okay, there the nuts off. Right here, right there, and right there are off, as well as the other side. So now I can lift the binnacle, and I would be able to pull this right out, except for a tip I'm going to give you is the speedometer cable. Let me spin around here. I recommend that you take the speedometer cable off at the Lambda counter box, because you could just pull this binnacle right off, like I said, but the speedometer cable, you have to reach your hand behind here. You don't have to take this off. It just makes it easier, gives you some more slack. Okay, now with the speedometer cable off of the Lambda counter box, you'll be able to pull this out with much more ease. Let me pull this out and set it down. Oh, real quick, take your steering wheel, loosen it up, and bring it all the way to the down position. And then I'll pull this off and set it forward a little bit and try to get a better camera angle here. Okay, here's the binnacle off of its mounts and pulled forward. You can see by unscrewing the speedometer cable, it allows me to pull this forward much more than if it was not disconnected. And literally all you have to do is take this white plug, touching it here with my middle finger, disconnect it, take this metal tab for your speedometer cable and push it down and pull the cable out, and then depress the tab on the end of this black connector and pull it out. So I'm going to do that and get the whole binnacle out here this time. So there it is, it's out. You can see that black connector here by just pushing these tabs and pulling out. And same thing with the large white connector. You push the tabs and pull it out. And then here's the speedometer cable just dangling here. So at this point, we're done working in the car. I'm going to take this to a bench, to a table, so we can disassemble that. Here it is, flipped upside down. You're going to need to take out 8 screws. One down here, one here on the side, these two on the side. This screw, that screw, that screw, and then 2 more screws here on the sides. They should be these black Phillips screws. Take note of where these metal brackets are. They need to go back in their exact location, because this is where those 9/32 nuts and washers went. Right here, right here, right there, right there, here, and here, to hold the binnacle in place on the dash. So I'm going to take those screws out at this time. Okay, all those screws are out, and you can see how the instrument cluster is just sitting here. Now we just have to maneuver it up and out of the binnacle itself. Only thing to be careful about here is the trip reset lever. You can see it just on the other side here. There's my finger touching it. It's a fragile piece of equipment. So make sure as you pull this out, and when we get done and put it back in, that you're very careful of that trip reset button right there. Okay, here's the cluster itself out of the binnacle. I just have the empty binnacle sitting off over here to the side. Now we have to take off this clear plexiglass front. And to do that,
the first thing you do is take this trip reset button off. There's a standard screw right inside there. You just pull that out and then pull the knob off so it's just the shaft there. And then pull these 6 Phillips screws. There's one here, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll get back with you. Okay, all those screws are out and it's just sitting here. Just grab it by the sides. You don't want to get any fingerprints on the other side for obvious reasons. You'll never be able to clean them and get them off. So just grab it by the sides here, slide it right off, set it in a nice clean place out of the way. Okay, and in order to get the tachometer out, luckily this is one of the last pieces of this puzzle that goes in here. Like if you want to get the speedometer out, you have to take the tachometer out because it's got a lip underneath here. But anyway, just on the back side, there's 6 studs sticking through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I've already taken the nuts off of 5 out of the 6 of those, so all I have is this one left. So I'm going to spin this off here, and then should be able to just lightly push. Again, trying to grab by the sides here so I don't get any fingerprints on it. There is our tachometer. There it is. There is our tachometer. To replace the board, there's just some more nuts. We're going to have to take off these studs to get this board off. So on the back side of the tachometer, the only studs that you have to take off, the nuts that you have to take off, are these 3, and then your board lifts right off. So there's that, and then here is the new board right on there. Let's put it all back together. Okay, at this point I'm going to just go ahead and put everything back together, but I'll speed the video up as I go along here. Just a quick note, all of these nuts for the back here are 8mm is what I was using. So all you can see, there is our hole where the tachometer will go. So let's put it in. Okay, now let's put the clear cover back on. Okay, the bulk of that clear cover is on. Now it's time to put on the trip reset push button, the little knob at the end that won't fit through this hole here. So it's a really small standard screw in here. So push this on. It finds its home there. Screw that on. Okay, now it's time to go back into the binnacle. Again, really make sure when you put this in that you're watching this trip reset lever, that you don't damage that going back in. Walk it in there. Okay. Now hopefully you took note of the metal brackets. I just kind of set them forward right in front of this thing, exactly how they go. You could mark them however you want, center, left, and right if you want, or whatever. But like I said, I just placed them right in front of me. I'm going to start all these screws. Oops. Start all these screws before I crank them down. Well, these brackets are kind of sort of adjustable, so I just kind of like to find the match marks where they were. There'll be witness marks where the screws were. Sorry if my head's getting in the way here. Okay, so there's all the metal brackets now. I'll just do the ones on the side and it'll be good to go. Okay, there it is, all ready to go back in the car. Let's go put it in. So at this point, installation is literally the reverse of removal. You just set the binnacle with the instrument cluster in place, plug in the speedometer cable, plug in the white larger plug right in the center, and then the black plug over towards this side. And then bolt it in with the 6 nuts and washers, and make sure if you did this, that you screw the speedometer cable back into the Lambda counter box. I guess at this point I should explain why I replaced the tachometer, and it was because when I would be running the car, it would initially show some RPMs and then go down to 0, basically as soon as the alternator got its turn on signal. So whenever I disconnected the alternator, the tachometer would work fine. So I believe that there was something wrong with the circuit board, resistors, or whatnot that caused that to have some noise in the signal or whatnot and not work. But now it works perfectly. So that's it.